Story 1. All the time, dude, like holy shit. My wife has always been jealous of my eyelashes. Says they are wasted on me. We had a daughter a few years ago, and she 100% got my eyelashes. I told my wife that I wasn't wasting them, just saving them to give to her. Story 2. My girlfriend threatens to take them while I'm asleep about once a week. The downside is, it took me 8 hours to put in my first set of contacts because they kept getting caught on my eyelashes. Story 3. Not hairy, but have really long eyelashes. I've had to start taking self-defense classes and hire 2 bodyguards to make sure my lashes aren't getting stolen due to jealousy. Story 4. My wife comments on mine all the time. Then both of our sons were born and got my eyelashes. Whenever someone comments on their lashes in public, I get some serious side-eye. Story 5. I always wear dark sunglasses in public, and my friends think that it's because I'm obsessed with looking cool. Actually, it's my constant layer of eye protection in case I come into contact with any females who would wish to objectify me based on my exquisite lashes. Story 6. Every time I go to the optometrist, I've had glasses since I was 12. I'm 28 now and go every year. Every year it's the same discussion with a different person. Wow, you have really pretty eyes. I would kill for your eyelashes. I'm a hard 5, but I leave there feeling like a 9. Story 7. All the time. They don't want to argue with me over it or anything. They just want to steal them. And you know what else? My eyelashes aren't the only exquisite hairs on my body. It would be nice to be complimented on something other than what girls are envious of. My nipple hairs are glorious. I could give you butterfly kisses with them. And don't even get me started on the furry meadow on my lower back or the auburn tufts on my toes. Story 8. This question immediately brought back memories of high school I haven't thought about for over 20 years. In the middle of the grunge and goth era of the mid-90s, I looked the part and frequently had the popular girls coming up to me to ask what kind of eyeliner or mascara I used. I didn't wear makeup, but being asked always made me smile. Don't get asked much anymore. Guess I'm finally thinning in my 40s. The eye contacts comment is spot on. Been wearing contacts since school and I have to open extra wide. Story 9. I'm not hairy at all, but I have to cut off my eyelashes 1 to 2 times per week. If I leave them, they get super long and annoying. Every girl has looked on in horror when I tell them this. Laugh out loud. Story 10. I'm hairy, but are long lashes a side effect of that? I used to get comments on my eyes and eyelashes all the time. I get fewer now because I work with all men. But occasionally a woman will make a comment. Story 11. When I was younger, I received comments all the time, and I always thought it was weird. Female friends would often ask if they could apply mascara on me. My son has really long, thick eyelashes, and my daughter might have them as well, although she is too young to tell. Story 12. Man, ever since I was a little kid, I would hear that it's so creepy to have a 45-year-old woman say she wants to cut your eyelashes off so she can hoard them. Story 13. Once worked in a Target, helped a lady find makeup. She asked me what I used on my eyelashes. It happens. I have a daughter and she lucked out with eyelashes. She's still young, but the hairy side effect will get her later on. Story 14. All the time my girlfriend, who is 38 years old, tells me jokingly that I have great eyelashes and how she's jealous of them. Her daughter, who is 17 years old, always tells me she wishes she had my eyelashes. Story 15. I'm not super hairy or anything, but I've got some very long eyelashes. All the time, every female extended family member has made a comment, and there are a couple of aunts and cousins who comment every time I see them, every female friend, and every friend of my girlfriend's. I've had them since I was a little kid, so I've heard it my whole life. Just about all of them want to apply mascara on me. Story 16. Guys have longer lashes on average compared to women. It feels like this compliment has been 4/5 of the compliments I've received from girls, but knowing the statistics, it's basically meaningless. Also, when a girl says she likes something on a guy because she wants it, eyelashes, hair, etc., that doesn't necessarily mean she wants the rest of the guy with it. Story 17. This is me and my brother. We aren't super hairy elsewhere on our bodies, but we have straight, lengthy eyelashes. We have to trim them slightly because our eye doctor said that our eyes were getting dry way too often because of them. Story 18. I get compliments on them from nearly every date or girlfriend. On the flip side, I also get told I have bushy eyebrows. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Story 19. Frequently enough, they tell me that they're jealous of my thick eyelashes that don't need mascara and want to steal them for themselves. It's a confidence booster. Story 20. My wife of 2 years originally messaged me back on Tumblr because of my eyebrows and eyelashes in my photo, so they are noticed and appreciated quite often. I will also often get really bad styes in my eyes sometimes, and I think it's related, so it evens out. Story 21. I have long eyelashes, but it's not a side effect of being hairy. I don't know where that came from, and it's all the time. Every time I meet a girl and she notices my eyelashes, they always say, "Wow, I wish I had your eyelashes." Story 22. I have pretty significant eyelashes and I don't see any upsides to it. They touch the lenses of both my glasses and my sunglasses, which drives me absolutely crazy. I have to pull my glasses away from my face slightly so my lashes don't hit the lenses every time I blink. My wife has fairly short lashes, so she obviously hates me. I suppose one upside to my long lashes is that I pass them down to my daughter, who has insanely long lashes. She's possibly the prettiest 2-year-old girl I've ever seen, and I'm thinking her ridiculous lashes play a part in that. Story 23. I must have the best of both worlds because I'm not particularly hairy, but I do have long and curly eyelashes. I work in an area where there's a lot of interaction with the general public, and it's something women comment on a lot. It doesn't matter what age either. I've gotten comments from women aged 80 to 12. One of my buddies at work has also nicknamed me Bambi for the last 4 years after a woman came through and made the comparison. So I guess I got that going for me. Story 24. Being a 14-year-old, it's actually a very good conversation topic. Instead of people saying, "Wow, you've gotten so tall," or "Wow, you've gotten so handsome," it's always about my lashes. Story 25. I was often told when I was younger that my eyes were beautiful, and over the years several women have wished they had my lashes. Fortunately, my daughter has my eyes. Long, beautiful lashes, bright blue eyes, and they are her most striking feature. If she chose to wear makeup, as she has done infrequently, to highlight her eyes, they would look even more stunning. Story 26. Every time I talk to a girlfriend, they point out my eyelashes and start to touch them. It makes me feel uncomfortable, even when my girlfriend does it. I don't understand why they are so fascinating. Story 27. I didn't even really realize until a woman told me she wished she had my eyelashes. Then of course I rushed to look at them and realized that, hey, maybe I do have long eyelashes. It made me feel good when the woman said so. Story 28. I'm not even hairy, and I have very long and thick lashes. It happened a lot when I was a child, but as an adult they don't, or at least they don't say it. Story 29. I have relatively long and, how do I say it, concentrated eyelashes. The downside of this is that quite often I have to fish one of those out of my eyes. Story 30. My girlfriend begs me to let her curl them. Other than that, it's usually dentists, doctors, or people that examine me who notice and say something. Although I'm not hairy, I'm not sure why that's added in there. Story 31. Always. There's always someone who notices and makes a comment. Long, beautiful, naturally curled eyelashes aren't worth having the hair in my behind, though. Story 32. I get compliments on my eyelashes from women all the time. Usually it's like an envious compliment, though, and it comes off kind of funny. It makes me feel nice, though. Compliments are always appreciated. Story 33. All the time. That and my hazel greenish-bluish irises. I think my eyes are more blue indoors, and outdoors they tell me they are more green. Long lashes, pretty eyes, profanity-laced dirty jokes, and a penchant for ignoring clear signs of interest. Ladies love to meet me, then I look like a complete fool. I've been working on clearing up the jokes and paying closer attention to body language, so we'll keep trying. Haha. Story 34. I have pretty long lashes. One time at a bar, a guy asked me if I was wearing mascara, but to answer your question, More often they just compliment them and admire instead of getting jealous. I've only had 3 women try to forcibly remove them, but as long as I blink before they get too close, the gust of wind will take them away. They do affect my use of eyewear. Many times, I have knocked them off because I forgot not to blink too aggressively. Story 35. I used to curse pretty often, but I've been with my wife for 10 years, so now no one notices. I'm sure she still does, maybe even says something about them, but I block her out. Laughing out loud. Story 36. I'm not particularly hairy, but I still often get told it's rude that I'm not willing to give girls my eyebrows. Also, they tend not to believe me when they ask if I'm wearing mascara, and I tell them these puppies are all natural, baby. Story 37. I am not even all that hairy, but I do have long eyelashes. My wife thinks I am insane for this, but I sometimes trim them because I stare at a screen all day and I can actually see them in my field of vision and it drives me nuts. Story 38. I'm not even that hairy, but have really long eyelashes. I've often been told by women that they are jealous. Honestly, it sucks as they rub against my glasses when I blink, and I'd love to have shorter eyelashes. Also, long and full eyelashes are actually a male trait, so women trying to make theirs thick, full, and long are actually trying to make themselves look more manly in a biological way. Story 39. I was always made fun of growing up for my super overly bushy eyebrows. Jokes on the world, though, because it turns out the ladies love a man with strong eyebrow game. I peaked when a girl told me in high school that she wanted to marry me and have my eyebrow babies. Story 40. I haven't had any comments on my eyelashes, but I guess I wasn't paying attention to it. I do have a brother, though, who has long eyelashes, and I've heard some women say they wish their eyelashes were as long as his. Story 41. I've had mine clipped up once. You know those scissor-like things that lift up your lashes? I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that. Anyways, it was before a class photo shoot, but right as they were done with one eye, our teacher hurried us over as we were behind schedule. Now they remember me as the guy with half-fabulous lashes. Story 42. Every day. I've got really long, thick hair on my head too, and they can't resist touching it. It was awesome when I was younger, but now it's just annoying. Story 43. I have extremely long lashes, but I'm not hairy everywhere. My wife always complains about it, and my son got them too. My only thing I tell her is, well, then you would have to have a hairy belly. I didn't get a hairy back at all, but I do wax my abdomen more frequently than I tell people in person. Story 44. I'm not hairy, but I have nice eyelashes. It's pretty often. Not as often as girls wanting my super tan skin. I work outside a lot, plus I'm Mexican. I get no acne, and I'm starting to toast. Story 45. I have what I've been explained as a mutation where I have a double set of eyelashes, so they're extra long and thick. How often? Rarely, until I met my significant other who started to point it out. I guess others were either not looking or never thought about it, as they were lost in my dark hazelnut-colored eyes. Story 46. Yeah, I have long lashes, and girls comment on them a lot. A side effect is that I get a unibrow, which I have to keep in check. One day, I was shaving it off when my razor slipped and shaved a good chunk of my left eyebrow off. I panicked and filled it in with various eyebrow-colored pens to look right from about 5 feet away. But the next day, the conversation went back to my eyelashes, and a good friend leaned in for a look and noticed my distinctly non-existent eyebrow and let the secret loose, letting a girl I had a particular crush on and a lesbian friend of mine know. Oh, the shame. They thought it was cute, though. Moral, don't mess with razors. Story 47. I've been told I have long eyelashes by women, but I don't really have a hairy body. Just long eyelashes. Other than being told they're long, women haven't said anything about being jealous. Story 48. My husband has fabulous eyelashes, and our daughters seem to have inherited them. I don't think they are a result of him being hairy, as the question implies. Story 49. So my boyfriend is a hairy dude. He has great lashes, and I would love to steal them. However, he also gets this one lash from time to time that becomes abnormally long. It flips up into his eyeball and stays there until it falls out, and then another one grows that long. I exaggerate sometimes, so I'm trying to figure out how long it actually gets. An inch, maybe? Story 50. Okay, I'm telling everyone who wonders that I have long eyelashes, with the side effect of hair growing everywhere else now. Thanks, I guess. Story 51. My husband has luxurious, thick eyelashes that I am highly jealous of. Strangers have randomly asked this man if he wears mascara. Our daughters didn't get these great eyelash genes, but our son sure did. Story 52. I feel like some people fail to understand that with lots of hair come wild, wiry hairs. Every 1 to 2 weeks, I am plucking my eyes to pull out one tiny eyelash that is curled the wrong way. Super fun right as you're about to drift off into a sweet slumber. Boom! I scrapes from your beautiful lashes. Story 53. I'm not very hairy, but I do have long eyelashes, and I've been told that by girls fairly often. What gets more comments and I wish I had those is my eyebrows, because they just happen to be naturally perfectly shaped. I get asked a lot if I get them done, but it's not even something I've ever had to worry about because the shaping is perfect. Story 54. I am not hairy, but I have long eyelashes. I get it all the time from women. It's really the only thing they compliment or ask about me, so it feels pretty nice. Story 55. I get complimented more on my eyelashes than anything else, which is kind of weird considering I never touch my eyelashes but try a little on everything else. Story 56. I have never said anything about it because it makes him self-conscious, but my boyfriend has some nice eyelashes. He hates it when strangers point it out. Story 57. I didn't know this was so common. It's a good feeling though, not so much when the wife is next to me. I can feel the laser beams coming out of her eyes.